Hi students, today we'll be learning how to multiply exponents and also multiply exponents with a power to a power. Go ahead and pause your screen and complete this warm-up. You can check your answers with me now. 2 times 2 times 2. Well, there's 3 2's, so we can write this as 2 to the power of 3. Number 2, we can divide here. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. That cancels out. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So we're left with 2. Okay, let's start with our lesson. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to combine terms when multiplying with exponents. You'll also be able to combine terms when multiplying with exponents, a power to a power. Here's example 1. We have x times x times x times x times x. So each of these, though it doesn't show, actually has an exponent of 1 on each of these exponents. So we simply see how many there are. So we can count here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this simplifies to x to the power of 5, or x to the 5th. Now let's look at example 2. So for x squared, this means that it's x times x. And for x to the 5th, we can write that as 5x's. So again, let's count to see how many x's there actually are here. So we have 2 here and 5 here, so this would be x to the power of 7. All right, going on to example 3, we have x to the 4th times x to the 3rd. So again, like before, we can write this out as x times x times x times x, 4 of them, and then another 3. And then just count up how many there are. And here there's 7. Hopefully you're getting a little tired writing these out and are looking for some type of shortcut. So notice that on these problems, we simply just added, after writing these out, we just added the exponents. 4 plus 3, and we got 7. So instead of having to write all of these out, we can simply add them when we are multiplying these exponents here. Let's use that method for the second one. So we have x to the 5th times x to the negative 6. I'm going to group these together just to put the x's next to each other so it's a little easier to see. And then I'm going to write the y's again next to each other just so that they're grouped better. So now using the shortcut we found before, we can just add these. 5 plus a negative 6. And then y to the power of 2 plus 3. So this simplifies to x to the negative 1, 5 minus 6, y to the 5th. So let's go ahead and write this note down so that we remember how to multiply exponents with the same base. We add their exponents and we leave the base alone. Okay, now let's talk about a power to a power. So looking at the first example, it shows x squared to the power of 3, a power to a power. So first we need to see that x squared here, if we look in this box, there's 3 of them. That's what the number on the outside shows. So we can write x squared 3 times because there are 3 of them. So using the pattern we saw in the last one, we can just add these up. 2 plus 2 plus 2, and we get x to the 6th. If you aren't comfortable adding here, you can still write these out as x times x, and another x times x, and another x times x, and just see that there are 6 here. Looking at example 2, just like from the first one, we see that 2x to the 3rd, there are 4 of these. So I can write this out 4 times as you see here. So now let's look at what we have. So I'm going to group these 2 together. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And then the x's together, just to make this easier to see. And now we're just going to, we can either multiply this out or simplify it using exponents, either way. So here we have 2 to the power of 4, since there's 4 of them, and x to the power of 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, which is 12. 2 to the 4th is 16, and we can move this as x to the 12th. And this here is the final answer. Example 3. So instead of writing this out 3 times, let's take that shortcut that we're seeing from example 1 and 2. Notice that in example 1, x squared to the power of 3 was just x to the 6th. It looks like we end up just multiplying after seeing the pattern and writing it out a couple times. Same with the example 2. We can distribute this power of 4 to each of the exponents here. So this becomes 2 to the power of 4, x to the power of 12 by multiplying. Let's use that same pattern here. We need to distribute or multiply this 3 to the exponents inside. So this would be 3 to the power of third, 3 to the power of 3, and x to the power of 12, because we're multiplying. Notice that I didn't multiply 3 times 3 and get 9. I multiplied the exponent that's up here. There's an exponent of 1, so I'm multiplying 3 times 1 to get 3. So 3 times 3 times 3 is 27, x to the 12th. And last, example 4. This is showing 2 times 10 to the 3rd to the power of 4. So let's use the shortcut of distributing, just like this, distributing to the exponent. So if it helps, put an exponent of 1 right on that 2 so we know there's a 1 up there. So this is 2 to the power of 4 times 10 to the power of 12. And 2 to the power of 4, this would be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is 16 times 10 to the power of 12, and I'm going to leave that answer how it is here. So let's write this down as our note. When multiplying exponents with a power to a power, we multiply their exponents or distribute. Okay, you guys try these couple problems, and then I'll see you in class tomorrow.